All right, guys, that's a Thursday. We again here on our live studio. So today we're gonna have an amazing interview and a lot of content for you to improve your operations and make more on Amazon. So I have a really cool information about how to stay focused on Q4 and not lose your head. You don't spin your head around, with a lot of these operations and tasks. So today we're gonna be talking about improving your operations and how to stay focused. But right now, guys, everybody is adding to the live, so we're watching you guys everywhere on a YouTube. You're watching us as well on YouTube and Facebook and other places. So please don't be shy. Just make a comments under the platform where you see. We can see all your questions and comments. So you can simply say hello, and you can say like if you can hear me okay and my video is fine. It's not blurring, or my internet, I hope, is working fantastic. We was having some a bit technical issues before starting today this live event, but all looks good. So all right, guys, today before we're gonna get started to show you the cool stuff, I also want to do like a little bit of a promotion for you. I see like we have people keep adding to the live stream across different channels. Awesome, guys. Just as I mentioned to you, just say hello. We see every comment from every platform. We use this amazing chat that's called this amazing platform is called Restream. It shows like all the channels, the YouTube, the Facebook, on the Norm channel. So like okay, guys. Before we get started, I want to just show you like that we just created an amazing automated system for Amazon sellers that help you guys to get money back from Amazon, which is called Sellerized Reimbursements. This system will help you to calculate how much money Amazon owes you, because a lot of time they can lose your inventory, they can do incorrect buyer adjustments. There are about 18 different ways Amazon can lose your money. And the good part about having our system is, let me just show it to you guys. You can get money back in like 60 seconds or less, we call this. And there's no commissions, there's no hidden fees, and you don't need to even open the manual cases in Seller Central. It's so automated for you within Sellerize. You can open and make this all this system flow easy peasy. So before Q4, make sure you try it. And I know a lot of you guys, you use sometimes service providers who can help you to do so. Sometimes they charge commission for you. You don't need to do so. Just make sure you just sign up for Sellerize. You go to the reimbursement tab, and you can see how much money exactly Amazon owes you. That was one of our latest clients. We saw here Amazon owes him $577,000. And the most important part was about he was losing 5,000. You see this like a red sign. Amazon have like specific time of frame when you guys can get the money back from Amazon. So it will help you to understand that Amazon also have their own rules. But with automated system by Sellerize, you don't need to pay any percentage. And if you guys would like to try it out, you can go to sellerize.com, sign up with the coupon code DIMA10. It will give you 2 weeks free. Just go sign up, see how much money Amazon owes you, request this money from Amazon, and Sellerize will help you to monitor this information all the time to make sure you stay up to date. And there's about 18 different tools inside Sellerize that will help you to optimize your Amazon business. Okay, guys, that was kind of a quick promotion. Now I just want to jump on an introduction of my good friend, professional marketer, and the beard guy, Norm Farrar. Please welcome to the studio.
Hey, Dima, how are you?
Doing amazing. You just told me like you just recovered from the COVID, correct?
Yeah, I still might get the odd cough out.
All right, like here and there. All right, so today, guys, we have a topic. It's called how to increase your productivity by 80%. And Norm is okay. So someone told me like my audio is getting doubled. So let me just see if I have to close something here. Do you guys can hear me okay? Just post if you can hear me okay, or you hear this. My voice is lagging. Okay. I hope it's okay. Okay, awesome. So Norm, tell us what you ready to share today?
Well, some of the things, and we've talked about this. I remember back when we went to Tel Aviv, we talked about productivity, and some of the things that you can do. It's just really simple. So what I thought today, it's not what a lot of people are talking about. It's not Amazon tools. It's about performance and how do you get the most out of your day. So I put together a few thoughts here, and what do I do on a regular basis? And this will improve your productivity. In fact, I know this for a fact. If you implement some of these techniques, and I'm talking about just the shortcuts I'm going to be talking about today, you will save 1 month worth of work. So how much could you get done in a month just by implementing these little tips that I'll give you today? So anyways,
especially if you're a lazy bastard.
Yeah, which I am. So
no, listen. Here's the biggest part about any entrepreneur, and majority of the people who work as entrepreneurs will always have so many ideas that can distract us on a daily basis. But the question is how to stay focused, how to stay productive, how to move yourself to receive to getting the results done. That's, I think, the main question we have to solve.
Right. So just for me anyways, the start of the day is actually the day before. I do planning, and it's planning, shortcuts, streamline, and templates. Those are the 4 things that we'll probably be touching on today. But planning is the most important. I plan the day before, the night before, and I usually take, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 20 minutes, but I just go ahead, I plan I have a chat usually each morning with my VA. I'll do my A list, which is the most important thing. Then I'll get back. I'll either cut over to my B tasks or C tasks or check my email at that point. I'm going to show you the way that I manage my inbox, which just that will save you a ton of time. But then it will go into some shortcuts for each one of these, and then how to streamline it using apps, and then just building out the templates. So like I said, what's important is planning the night before. So on Sunday, I'm planning to move forward with Monday. When I come in, when I go to when I sit down here, I look at my calendar and I color code everything. So I don't know, I could even give you a quick look, at what my calendar would look like, but I try to color code whatever I'm doing for the day. And if it's an ongoing call, if it's a call with a customer, if it's a staff meeting, if it's priorities, these are all things that have to be done. And I like it at a glance. So I treat everything, 100% everything, as an appointment. So I've got it like, I'm crazy. I even schedule in sleep. So you'll see a blue block for sleep. You'll see, walking dog, or whatever it is. You won't see much about exercise, but you'll see everything else. But that's what I do. And that's the start of my day, is I take a look at that. And one of the things that I encourage people to do is take a look at your inbox and then organize your emails. Now, let me just go over to, I'm just going to plan out a few things here for you. Now, one of the main things before I get into Google that I try to do is I try to utilize either Apple Notes or Evernote. Most people will probably be using Evernote if you're on a PC. I'm on a Mac. All of them, everything that I do, every thought that I have goes into Dima, I'm still getting over this COVID thing, so I'm a little foggy. But everything goes into Apple Notes, and then I work with another to-do list called Todoist. And again, I'm going to show that a bit later on. One of the other things that I like doing, and this is an app, by the way. If you can get this, it's awesome. It's called Cheat Sheet. Cheat Sheet is an app that you can download. And when you hold down the command key, no matter what application you're in, it'll show you all the shortcuts. So if you're in something like right now, if I hold the command key down on my, let me see, on my Google, oh, come on now. Maybe it's because we're live. But anyways, if I hold the command for 1 or 3 seconds, it'll just cover the field with commands like your shortcuts. And then you could just copy those shortcuts or just start to memorize them, one by one. And when you're doing shortcuts, by the way, I always recommend that you just do a single key at a time. Once you start going command key or command shift key or command option, it's harder for you at the beginning to understand. But when you start doing it, like right off the top, Gmail forward F, these are things that I know will work. R, reply. It cuts down keystroke time or, cursor time. Another one that's really cool, I don't know if you use this, but it's called Drop Zone. Drop Zone, you know how you have AirDrop, and when you're trying to send somebody a photo or you're trying to receive? Well, AirDrop, this is on steroids. So Drop Zone, you can install on your desktop and you can receive huge files in seconds or send huge files in seconds where you're not waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. So again, if you're on a Mac or if you use an iPhone, it works great. And I see Simon's listening too. So I don't think he has an iPhone. He's unfortunately an Android user. But and so now the workspace. The workspace for me has to be consistent. I work with Workspace. I work with Workspace, which is my workspace, for all of my office. Everybody on my office is trained on the exact same thing. Probably one of the biggest time savers for me is my inbox. And my inbox is usually clean by the end of the day with zero to little emails at all. I've either got them archived or I've got them answered. Everything, when I wake up the next morning, my inbox is pretty clean. Now can I share a screen? Is that possible?
Yeah, of course. Like you have a click on the Zoom, like you have like a mic, video, and then there's like a share.
Oh yeah, I got it here. Okay, let me just see if I can get that back up. I'll go over to my inbox and you can see this is my inbox as it exists today. So you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Right. So let me just go over. Can you see that?
I can put it on. Yeah. So now, yeah, it's active. Yeah. Now everybody can see it.
Okay. So if I do this, here's my inbox. I have somebody go in and do this, but you can do it yourself. So every morning I color code. I know that yellow is just a common task. I know green is something to do with money. I know red, just a red star, is important. I know a red exclamation mark is urgent important. But what my VA does is she constantly goes through, she created these labels so to be approved. So I can go into my accounting and I can just drag and drop all these. So she said, okay, here's all the emails that came through for accounting. I'll go through, I'll either give them to this bookkeeper or that bookkeeper, then she takes care of them. Over in archive, these are all the emails that she says that I can archive. She keeps the emails in my inbox that I have to know about. But all these she feels are archived. So I come in the morning, just kind of scroll down and go, okay. I select everything and drag them over to one-time archive. Then this one is filter. These are the ones that, and this is really important. So I try to get the least amount of emails in my inbox at all times. So if I go to filter, it's going to be taking these, it's going to go to mark as read, skip inbox, and either archive, or if I don't want them, delete, or if they're just a nuisance, it'll be an unsubscribe. So just to give you an example, I'll come back over here and I'll go to my filters, and you can see like we've got massive amounts of filters that we've done. This is only a few of them. So anyways, I just wanted to give you that that's my inbox management. And what this allows you to do is you concentrate on your work. When I come into the office, I don't look at my emails. I don't look at them. if there's an emergency, if it's red with an exclamation mark, my assistant knows an email to get a hold of me. So I'm not even looking at this inbox. She's sending me something that I'm going to get a message saying you got something urgent. Okay, so that's one of the first things that I can tell you, that it just saves so much time. And then you saw in those archives. Now, I used to get probably 250, 350 emails overnight. We've got that down to maybe 50 emails. And then I can just see from there, I can go through it and just get rid of them. And usually I can zero out my inbox.
So step number 1, hire assistant.
Yes.
Step number 2, make sure she managed this correctly.
Yes, so that is important. I mean, if you're starting to do anything, one of the first things that I would do is hire an executive assistant or a VA to help you go through your calendar, make all your bookings, even like for your podcast, right? We do that with ours. We have a VA, and I'm sure you do the exact same thing, that reaches out, does the outreach, finds a lot of our guests, and sends them all the emails. We don't have to do that. And, you know, we can concentrate on our Amazon business, and any seller that's listening here can do that as well. It doesn't cost a lot. You can train all of this. I think, I mean, you could hire somebody that has workspace experience or Gmail experience or inbox management experience. These are all very important things to, you know, to ask for. And just taking that pressure off of you every morning. You know what I hate? There's an app that you can get, and I forget this one. I'm trying to remember it before I came on. But you know what I hate looking at is in my Gmail, in the tabs, if I see I have a new email, because what I'll do is I'll check my email. So there's an app out there that will not show, it'll block your Gmail from showing you have a new email. I'll try to check my inbox, you know, once I get my first tasks out of the way, another time during the day, and another time at night. So 3 times. That's what I want to do. Then why bother checking it every time there's a new email, especially if it's not urgent? Urgent emails will come to me as a separate email. So that's...
You know, I remember for me, there was 2 things that really improved my productivity so much. Was the first one was when I got my Apple Watch. So I stopped looking at my phone all the time, because every time you look at the phone, you open a Facebook, Instagram, you open something else, then you decide to watch some YouTube video, and now you want to just relax a little bit, so you just browse in the social media. When you have your Apple Watch, like, there's no social media. Like, if you need something important, someone will call you. You can even like put do not disturb or whatever. And the second was when we was talking about personal assistant or executive assistant, wherever you call it. I used to have a problem when I go to some events. I learn some information, then I come from the event, I have so much in my head, or I listen to some webinar or educational materials, and there's so much information always going on. So every time I come back to my work desk, I always try to implement some different ideas, or I start to be distracted by many signals. So the reason why I hired the assistant, she helped me to stay organized. So I say, like, everything that comes to my mind, I put it on a piece of paper, you put this in a schedule, and then we'll take care of it. Everything else have to go by my daily routines. And then it helped me to remove all these distractions and focuses, whatever you call it.
You know, one of the things, I think I was talking to you about it at your conference. So you had a lot of really great speakers there, and I was making notes and, you know, taking down a lot of things. And one of the things I mentioned is, again, a time saver. But if you don't take action and you're at a 2-day or 3-day event and you don't take action, I guarantee anybody who doesn't do or take down and do action that day won't do it. It'll be too much. It's information overload. You're listening to all this great stuff and you're going, oh my gosh, I got to get that app. Oh my God. I try to do 3 highlights of the day. I'll star them as I'm going, and then I'll say, okay, there's 7 things. Let me do 3. and I'll get those done. And then I move on. If I don't get those other 4 done, I don't care. I got the 3 most important ones done.
We have this common joke. Out of every person that we shared, let's say, some hack with the audience, only 5% of the audience will implement this. Not because it's complex or it's difficult. It's just the people nature, like human nature. And we're saying, like, if only 5% of the people will implement this, then this hack is still stay a secret. So it doesn't matter what type of secret you're gonna share. Majority of the people will never take action to implement this.
You're right. So before I get into Calendar or Drive, I want to talk about the next, probably the most important distraction, shiny objects. It's your communication. So I don't know about you, and I'm pretty sure all the listeners here have Facebook, Skype, Telegram, WhatsApp, WeChat, and you've got all these lines of communication coming in, and all of a sudden you're spending half an hour trying to just look at everything and answer it. Either it's on your phone or it's on your desktop. Well, this is another thing I give to my assistant, but this could be for any seller. There's 2 apps out there. One's called Meet Franz, and that's Franz. And there's another one that I like better. It's called Rambox. And you can take anything into Rambox. I'm just trying to see. I got it right here. So Rambox will take anything from all of your social media channels. So if anybody's communicating, you can just, with one look, I'm looking at it because it's over here. It's with one look, you can answer. If you want your assistant, your VA, to notify you, again, only if it's urgent, to notify you. Other than that, Rambox is not on my screen. She can contact me if she wants, if it's urgent. If it's not urgent, and how many things, and by urgent, I mean urgent, important. There's a difference. So if it has to be done, if she has to interrupt me, then she does. And it's incredible. So I have multiple Slack channels. All of those Slack channels are in Rambox. I've got all sorts of messaging apps. They're all here. I'm just looking at it.
Rambox?
Rambox.
Rambox.
And there's a free version and there's a premium version. Most 99% of the people can get away with a free version. So it saves, I don't know how many times, I don't know how many. Is it an hour a week? Is it 3 hours a week? All I know is I've loosened up so much time because I'm not looking all the time at all these different tabs on, what people are saying.
Oh, wow. I like it. It integrates everything. Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. I remember there was not sure if our company, but we use this, I think, for the customer support. It's called 𝘠𝘰𝘮. It's like a support optimization process. There's different tasks like Zendesk, Help Desk, but the best one was So Rambox, yeah.
Sometimes the best apps are things you've never heard. They're under the radar, and this was one of them. I've never heard of it before. I installed it last year, and I love it. It does have a couple of glitches, but you work around it. It's really, really good. Now, one of the apps, going back to Gmail for a sec, that if you're not using it, it's a little, I don't want to say it's really too pricey, but it's called Boomerang. And Boomerang,
I like Boomerang a lot.
I use it every day, every single day. So for people who don't know what Boomerang does, it lets you, well, first of all, it lets you schedule your email. It allows you to set email into the future. So let's say that you have an email that comes into your inbox and you don't really need to respond. I just did this with my driver's license. My birthday was in October and this information came into me. So I put it day before day before my birthday. Didn't need to see it, didn't need it in my inbox. They track emails if you want. You can set reminders. Again, you can schedule, and most important of all, if you don't want to get too sophisticated with your inbox, it pauses your inbox. So you can pause it for an hour. So then you can go back to it, and that's just like your VA stopping it, right? But you're not going to see any notifications. It'll just stop it completely. Very easy, simple application to use.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Also, one of my favorite applications I have, it's called OneTab. I know.
Yes.
Yeah, OneTab is just saves so much time, guys. It's called OneTab. It's like if you ever have a problems with the too many how's it called, tabs open on your Chrome, and every tab you need every tab. So there's about sometimes it's 20 or 40. Like every time I pass in, let's say my wife, I see she has like 40 tabs open. So the OneTab, it saves so much of your energy. You just click once, it organized in a special folder for you, so you don't forget anything. It's still like it's kind of on a pause, so it helps you to organize your tab. Oh, Kelsey! Oh, Kelsey is here.
There we go. Hey, Kels. Yeah, OneTab is an excellent choice. There's another time-saving thing for Chrome. Is do you use the Google Groups in your tabs? So if you have, like, let's say that you have, let me see here. Okay, I'll show you. And just let me see when it's up. I guess it's up now. Whoops, that's not it.
Yeah, you are not.
Okay, so if I'm doing this, I can just put groups here. This is all my Google stuff. So Google Drive, Google, and then I click it, it goes away. Then social media, then accounting, then productivity, and it just groups them. And the nice thing about this is that it stops, every tab takes up a little bit of memory. And so when you close it, memory goes back to normal. So I can have 50 tabs opened up, and I can group them like this, and I can just go back to, okay, I'm doing my accounting. Boom, I open it up. There's QuickBooks. There's whatever else I need on my banking. And it's very simple to do. All you do is right click on your tab, any tab, and you'll notice that there's a column that drops down, and it'll say add. It'll say add a group tab or add to group. Then you correct one, you add one, and then you just, like mine are the 4 that I use are accounting, social media, Google, and productivity. And it just makes it that much easier. And especially, Dima, when you have 1,000 tabs open, it makes me antsy. If I have a clean desktop, or if I have a clean, like I can, oh yeah, okay, it doesn't put pressure on me. So anyways, I don't know. That's just me, I guess. But that's one of the things that we do that, again, just works really, really well. Another really, absolutely, you have to get this time saver is Briskin, BRISKIN. Every time I'm writing an email, so I might be asking people to send stuff to the warehouse, or I might have people that need, the address, or there's certain people that make introductions for me, or we're doing outreach. All I need to do with Briskin is I type it in. So it could be, hey, so-and-so, thank you for the introduction. Hi, so-and-so. So you just, you leave that blank. It's a pleasure to meet you. And all I would have to do is hashtag whatever you want. Let's say it's Kelsey. Hashtag KELS tab. Automatically fills in your email. I use it all the time. And that's also to the next point with Gmail is templates. So if you do more than 2 emails, which you have to retype, So with our podcast, if we have to retype something, why are you doing that twice? You can easily save it as a template in Google, in Gmail, and then just make it a template. You can personalize it, put in an extra paragraph, but it just saves time. Now, let me see.
With the templates, sometimes it's only one difficult part with the templates. Over years, they're getting bigger, and usually sometimes nobody optimized the templates. And you send someone email with the instructions, and there's like, I would say, 10 pages, 7 pages.
Yeah.
like, oh wow, that's so much to do, like before joining any webinar. like,
yeah.
just click a restream and we're good to go. Yeah.
With Gmail, the other thing that I like using, I'm not sure if you do this as well, but I will integrate Slack. I do integrate Slack, Zoom, Zapier. I don't have Evernote in there, but there's a ton of different apps that you can use. Even for me, I used to use Zoom a lot, but it took time. So what I do now is I use Google Meet, and all it is, it's off to the side. So if I'm in my Gmail, there it is. I just click it, start a meeting. It's that simple. Instead of having, I know it's 2 or 3 clicks only in Zoom to start a meeting, but it's 2 or 3 clicks, and that extra 15 seconds that wastes time. So this is immediate. So that's another point that I love. I'm not sure if you're using Google Drive or not. Google Drive, if you don't know about this, a real time saver is download Google Drive to your desktop. It makes there's zero, like it's not going to take up any space in your desktop. All it's going to do is it's going to act. You can actually put it in Finder. So when you open up your Finder, you're going to see Google Drive. Now it acts like Finder. So those big files that, you might have video, or you might have photos, or you might have presentations that take a bit of time to upload into your drive. You can just drag and drop just like that. And, you can do exactly what you do. You can have the starred folders just like you do in Google Drive, and it's right in Finder. It makes things so much easier. Oh, let's see. All right. Now, these are a couple of apps that I use. These apps, one's called the Paper Tiger. I bet nobody's heard of this. It's called thepapertiger.com. It's about mayhem. It's about filing paper. People still give you paper. Governments still give you paper. It's filing it as it comes in, not in alphabetical order. It has a data indexing system exactly like Google, and all you do is you file it as it comes in. I'll have a reference file, business and personal, and I can at any given time, at any second, find anything in 2 minutes or 2 seconds. Just have to go and I type in, just a word that's indexed. And if it's something that you might forget, or you might have, let's say, like I've got a company called Flat World Network. Well, I can type in FWN banking, and it should show up. I could take a look in 2 seconds with my year end from last year. Everything, they have a digital version and they have a paper file. So all those files that you see behind me, there's not one file, not a single file, and there's 1,000 files in there that is in alphabetical order. They're all as they come in to the day.
So what do you do? Like they come to you, then you scan them, or how does it work?
Nope. Those ones are paper. They have a system that you can go on Google Drive and you can do the exact same thing. But I'll have, like right here, there's my folder, which I'm pointing down to there. My folder on my drawer here has action items 1, 2, 3, 4, and then it has just some reference. And so these are things I either have to get done. So action 1, get done, action 2, 3, 4. And if this is like, say, filing for some receipts that I'm trying to do, and maybe that's important, I'm putting it in there, and that's something I want to do on the weekend, I can just go, like, I know it's an action item.
For the weekend.
What's that?
It's a good plans for the weekend.
Yeah, you can put your plans. You could go, you know, drive to the beach, you know, but you can put anything into these folders. And the business ones, for example, so your tax, your tax audits come back, your banking statements come in. You can either file them digitally if you want, or you can just put them into a regular file. And, you know, you can, and then when you have to look for them, they're super simple to find. So this probably has saved me.
.com.
Paper Tiger, yeah.
Let me show you. Like I went to the website. It looks a bit
1997.
Huh?
It looks 1997-ish.
Yeah, it looks crazy. Like it doesn't look like a legit site. That's one, yeah. It's like a Craigslist. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can. But when you dig into it, if you've got any type of paper filing, this works incredibly well.
That's very interesting. I will take a look. The first time I heard about this, you know. So
yeah. Another one, I just mentioned it, is Todoist. So I have my Mac Notes and I have Todoist, and they work together. Todoist is, it really is a gold mine for me, is that I can break things into projects. I have one that's called a brain dump. I have things to do, and it can either be by list or by board. So if you're used to Trello and dragging and dropping, you can do exactly the same thing with Todoist. And there's just so many things that you can do, and it's all very quick. So Q is, again, shortcuts. Q is opening up a task. S is opening up, what's it called? It's a divider. So that will become a board. And when you start typing, it has an AI, it's AI driven. So if I start typing the last Tuesday of every month, it will automatically set up a repeat task for last Tuesdays of every month. If I put in P1, you know, it'll be flagged. Hashtag is your project. It's super, super, super simple, and you can track everything. So you can also tie that into your calendar. So if you have an event and you have a slot for an hour and a half for task, and it's your B tasks, you can import those over to or integrate those into your calendar, and you'll see your task list fill up with an hour and a half worth of tasks. It's super cool. Okay.
You know, I want to share as well, like for me, guys, also like one of the things that I use on a daily basis, like all the time, especially when I work myself, I use an app. It's called Brain.fm. Let me just put this on. So the Brain.fm is just helps you. Anyway, Brain.fm. That's where you can register. It's like a special music that you put on your ears with the headphones, and then first it's a bit annoying, but once you get used to it, it helps you to stay focused. Everything is just disappeared, and you stay pure focus on the task if you want to complete this. So and also it helps you to meditate or just recharge. I like the option. It's called recharge. It's like 15 minutes. You know, I have 2 kids, and I have so many businesses to run. So every time it's like, it's so sometimes it's overwhelming. So that's why during the day I use this option. It's called recharge. I just put headphones for 15 minutes, and it feels like you slept for a few hours. So it's really recharging you. Try it as well.
Yeah, if you travel, that's another thing is with Brain FM. If you've just got wireless headphones, you know, if you're tired, it'll help you sleep. I don't know if you've ever tried it when you've been traveling, but I find that helps me.
Mhm.
All right. I've got another one that probably a lot of people would think, oh, I don't need this, but better proposals. Better proposals is a way that you can create it replaces 100% replaces PDFs. It's almost like a website for anything that you do. So we're putting out, let's say we're asking for influencers. We're doing a very graphical look at for our brand for influencers. And what happens is you can get a text email from somebody. If you, let's say you're an influencer, you get 400 of those a day. And then you get this beautifully perfect, like it's a graphical, aesthetically pleasing document that looks great, spells out everything. If you're on the other end, if you're an influencer, you can send out a payment in there. So somebody, if you want me, it's $100. Okay, they click it. They'll go to your Stripe account. You can put legal documents in it. You can use it strictly for legal documents. So you can send it. It's let's say it's terms of service or something. It could be for marketing or it could be for sales. If you're in retail and you need a retail catalog, I don't know. I mean, Kelsey's on. We use this hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of times. And you can create all sorts of templates for Thema, multiple brands. So if you've got 10 different brands or 100 different brands, you can do different templates and send them out. And if you have a B2B business, you can send out like wholesale catalogs. It's a great program. I initially found it on AppSumo, and I got it for next to nothing, but there's a slight cost to it, but it's well worth it. I pay double the price for it. And that's another one is AppSumo. I constantly am scanning AppSumo to get these lifetime deals where, it might be $350 if you were to buy it regularly, you get it for $49, or, sometimes they have incredible deals. Sometimes they're okay. Sometimes they're free. But AppSumo, AppSumo, that's another really great one. And
AppSumo, listen, I love AppSumo because they have sometimes crazy deals. Like for instance, this Brain FM I got from there, and it was like $10 or something lifetime. Now Brain FM charges $6 per month.
Yeah.
So like you can get sometimes insane deals. Sometimes I'm just wondering how come they negotiated such a cheap deal. Maybe because they want subscribers or something. So that's probably how.
I think that's the reason, is they need subscribers. These are mostly new companies that are just starting out, but the amount of I started buying everything, but then I wasn't using everything. They were also good deals. I got to get that. It's $49. Oh, it's $39. I ended up with like 100 AppSumo apps. And, you got to be careful because you can get addicted to that. You got to use them.
Look, also the good part would be this as a suggestion for you. When you're trying to increase productivity, or like we shared today with you, like a lot of different apps and small tweaks and strategies to optimize your daily performance. Because remember, everything starts from you. And then the next part, it's how you put the priorities, how you put the setting up the priorities, like Norm mentioned in the beginning, is so important for you, because the next day coming, you want to make sure you set up priorities for the next day. If your priority is not set up yet, like you have to get on it. If you don't know how to set up priorities, go on YouTube, type a simple message, how to set up daily priorities. You will be surprised how much information you will find and how many apps people use to do this, because it also goes down to the simplified project management. So the project management is what you basically, your life is a project. Your Amazon is a project. Everything that comes to advertisement, listing creation, comes to the sourcing, logistics, any issues that comes to the Amazon, it's part of your project. So if you wonder how to manage the project correctly, just go on YouTube. Like we use ClickUp for project management. It's easy to set up. We have several companies going everything in one direction. Every person has their own list. There's due tasks, due dates, and assignees, which is people who is there. And we integrate ClickUp with the with the Google Drive. So ClickUp is more like a menu of things you have to do, and a Google Drive, it's like the information that stays there. So we use this like a library, like the ClickUp. So in the ClickUp, you see the project management, you monitor your project management, communication of the team happening on the Slack. So it helps to integrate all of this together. And yeah, also, like, guys, like, for example, if you're interested to learn more about project management, you can always, like, for example, ClickUp. I went to YouTube and just watched few webinars about ClickUp, setting up and managing the project processes. It's easy. You understand the initial platform, so that's important.
Yeah, there's and I just got this the other day from you probably know him, Tony Sager. He sent me over something really cool called Talk to Books. It's a Google app. Have you ever heard this?
No.
Well, I know you're a book guy. So if you type in whatever you're looking for, standard operating procedures, you just type it in to Talk to Books. It'll give you a list of books that Google's found about and ranking it in that topic. So let's say you're wanting to learn about Amazon exits. Well, maybe Joe Valley's Exitpreneur will come up, but there'll be just a whole bunch of, it's so easy to find. So people are always looking and they're scouring over, Audible or, whatever books that they're trying to find, whatever source. This is easy. You go, you type in your words, you get to check the summary of the book, and then you can go and buy it.
Yeah, I see. George asked, do you guys use anything to store text phrases you keep using over and over again? I think we use for that Grammarly. Grammarly is like a lifesaver, guys, especially for me, a person who is not native English speaking person. Every time I type email, the Grammarly helps me to check this, and also you can store these phrases if you use them over and over again. The Grammarly will help you with that as well.
Yeah, and that is pretty simple. Like I do this with my brands, right? It doesn't recognize it. You just you just click on it. So you select it, right click, and add to dictionary. Wonder if there's a shortcut for that. But anyways, I think one of the other things that we can touch on too, we don't have to get right into this. This is probably a no-brainer for a lot of people that are listening, but Zapier. I mean, Zapier, yeah, you could do anything with it. I can give you an example of something we did with it recently. Was we were trying to import emails into a spreadsheet. So, all right, we got Google, we got Gmail. Once the Gmail hit, it was triggered and imported into a spreadsheet. If it was in the spam folder, it would go to a different spreadsheet. And then each day, you could see all the emails that came in. And we just were trying it out, but it was just something we were experimenting with, but it worked perfectly. And it took 2 seconds to set up. So if you're not used to Zapier, there's so many. You think of it, if there's a process that you need to have done, just Zapier. It can do almost anything with any, you can just type it in, the app that you're looking for, and there'll be a whole suggestion of what you can do with these different apps.
Yeah, guys, the good part about all these automations and the tools, they really help you to stay ahead. Like, they save so much time. And also, it's not about time, it's also about your focus. Because sometimes if you need to do something and you need to open this file, drag this file, combine this information, then you forgot where's the passwords, then you forgot where's your Authy app, and then what phone you was using. Now you need to get a text because you have a 2-step authentication, Then you need to find the BOL. Then you need to find what was your latest research for the keywords and title and everything. It comes to crazy. So these things, they help you to stay organized, and also your productivity will increase by getting these tools involved. Like, for example, I will give you an example of me. I used to be a big fan of Windows computers, and then I always need to run some viruses and update the the operation system. There was always like some complexity. And then I switched to the Mac. After like about a couple of weeks, I decided to return the Mac because it was complex to use. And but then I get back, my wife, she gave me like a Mac maybe a year after. So like, hey, let me finally try it. So I forced myself to try it, and it's like completely unuseful. Like I hate the Mac at the beginning. And then like, come on, I spent like what, like 25 years or 29 years. I remember it was like I got my first Mac at 29 to learn how to use Windows. But now I want to learn Mac in 10 minutes. So, and then I went to YouTube and I typed it like, let's say like 10 best practices to use MacBook. Then I see another video, then another video. So I spent maybe like a couple hours educating myself how to use Mac. Now there's no way in the world I can go back to the Windows, because it feels like, oh my God, it's like a gap between the centuries, you know, like in terms of functionality and how to build the ecosystem between your iPhone and Mac and all the flows. Sorry guys who use the Mac or Androids. I know you have a different opinions, but I'm not trying to convince you. All right, so
what were you gonna say, Dima?
Yeah. Go forward. You know, like so. Like let's see a couple of questions from the guys, because we're already like almost at 15 minutes on the call. So I don't ever want to be kept for too many hours. Okay, so there's a good question. Do you have a tool to manage all the tools?
That's Simon. That's Simon being Simon.
That's a really good question. So for us, we use in our companies, like how many? Like I have maybe around 12 different companies. Every company has their own set of tools and expenses and operations and employees and processes. So every month, on a monthly basis, every manager of every director of the company or the department, they go to this list and they check the set of employees. They check the set of tools and expenses the company holds, and they decide. Like for example, we use in Amazon, we use 𝘰𝘋. So let's say next month they comes and they check. Okay, they have to put a check mark. Do we still use 𝘰𝘋? You know, or we have to cancel it? You know, or sometimes there's some unknown charge come from some unknown software. We're like, hey, who did sign up for this tool? So we send to all the directors. They say, okay, that's my tool. Or if everybody say like, no, it's not my tool, that's not my tool, then we cancel, do like chargeback or something. So it's have to be part of your routine, managing your operations and finances. Because guys, believe me or not, it's so easy to get into this game of signing up for different tools, and then you end up with like 178 tools that you barely using. Make sure every tool you use, they either increase your productivity or give you money. That's the important part.
That's right. It's an addiction once you get started. Now, you know, one of the biggest things that we've left off, and this could be a whole other talk. I'm not going to get too into it, but the number one way to save time and money is to get into SOPs and learn how to write them correctly, properly train your VA, and with the proper SOPs, templates, and training, you'll be able to scale your company. If it's up to you, if you want to scale your company, you'll be able to do it. You'll be able to hire people fairly quickly. And then by using templates in your project management tool, just like you were talking about ClickUp, we use Teamwork, but you can just, every time you get a job, you can just go to the template that's already created. It takes a bit longer to create a template, but once it's done and it's repetitive, then you're saving tons of time.
I agree with you. All right, guys. So Norm, thank you so much for sharing this knowledge. Thank you so much for so many tools. Half of them I never heard, so I'm gonna test them. I'm gonna play with them. I'm gonna try to do this Google, you say, like these templates, you know, like and everything. So let me just give you guys a quick heads up. Like if you guys want to follow up with me, just make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel that we run all the time. Please follow me on Instagram, so you will see all the announcements, all the webinars that we place, and all the information that we're sharing with you. If you will have any questions about usage of our tools like a Stellarize, you can send me emails admin@stellarize.com. Don't forget, guys, that as I mentioned to you, we offer one of the best reimbursement system for Amazon sellers. You will be able to sign up and see exactly how much money you guys, how much money you can make from Stellarize back, or from Amazon back. It's usually about 3 to 7% from your revenue. That could be at thousands and thousands of dollars. Even, guys, if you're using any service provider or any other tools, you can sign up for Stellarize for free and just check how much money Amazon owe you. Because sometimes I see people, they tell me, hey, I use something else. They sign up to Stellarize, and like on previous webinar, there was a guy just commented, hey, I signed up for Stellarize, and I've seen that my other tool was showing me $800 and Stellarize showed me $15,000. And that's the scale of automation that we built. None of the reports will be missed, and that's really, really cool because you're not paying any commission and any hidden fees inside our system. Norm, thank you so much for being today on this webinar. I hope, guys, you will find this information helpful, improve your operations, and stay focused on Q4 to make way more money than the last year, and have an amazing vacation in the upcoming 2023.
Thanks for having me, Dima.
Thank you, guys.